Lu Zhou never expected that a grand cultivator of the seven-leaf nascent divinity tribulation realm would be so eager to seek death before him. Upon hearing that Wei Zhuoyan had arrived at the evil sky pavilion, he immediately leapt out of his room. Little Yuan asked curiously, "Isn't he afraid that master will kill him?" Lu Zhou waved his hand dismissively. "Whatever Wei Zhuoyan's purpose is, we'll find out once we meet him. Guessing blindly is pointless now." Ming Shirin led a group of people into the courtyard. The leader, wearing a red cloak and dark armor with bright, piercing eyes and a tall, robust figure, was Wei Zhuoyan himself. Pan Zhong and Zhou Jifeng showed a look of admiration. Regardless of who comes to the evil sky pavilion, they're all trembling and looking around in fear. But he shows no timidity, neither humble nor rash, unaffected by the surroundings. Such mental fortitude is remarkable. At that moment, Ming Shirin slightly smiled. "To be honest, the evil sky pavilion has never seen an opponent like you who voluntarily comes forward to confess. It's not a bad approach, much better than having our master come to you." Wei Zhuoyan's face remained unchanged after hearing this. A true man dares to act and bear responsibility. "If the fault is mine, then I alone shall bear it." Responsible? Honestly, your words carry the air of a major righteous sect. "Which sect were you from before?" Wei Zhuoyan calmly answered. "This general belongs to no sect." Then, the group proceeded into the great hall. Lu Zhou sat in his chair, looking down below. Without any hesitation, Wei Zhuoyan knelt down with a thud, his forehead touching the ground. The sinner, Wei Zhuoyan, has come to confess his guilt. Ming Shirin was somewhat surprised at the sight. He knelt so decisively without any psychological barrier. His movements were neat, as if he had rehearsed them for a long time. A true man can bend and stretch, but this bending is a bit too impressive. Such a person, how could he not be capable of commanding 3 armies? What a pity, what a pity. He offended master, framing Tianxin's clan members and implicating the evil sky pavilion. This is an unforgivable mistake. Lu Zhou then uttered Wei Zhuoyan's name. Wei Zhuoyan lifted his head to look at him and repeated, "The sinner, Wei Zhuoyan, has come to confess as agreed." This admission of guilt is too thorough, without even a plea for mercy. It's unreasonable. Could it be that Wei Zhuoyan is deliberately enduring, using himself as a trap, studying the 10 sorcerers, intending to perish together with the evil sky pavilion? As Lu Zhou was about to step down, Ming Shirin cautiously interrupted him. "Master, please wait. I think there's something wrong with him." Little Yuan agreed. "I also think there's something wrong with him." Ming Shirin then looked towards Wei Zhuoyan in the great hall and said, "You're quite daring." Wei Zhuoyan looked puzzled. "I don't understand the meaning of fourth mister." "Stop pretending. I genuinely don't understand fourth mister's meaning." Ming Shirin chuckled lightly. "A commander of the armies, a man who holds great military power, would willingly come to confess his crimes?" Wei Zhuoyan sighed deeply. "I've been restless lately, thinking over and over, unable to sleep at night. I cannot act against my conscience. The affair at Fish Dragon Village was solely my doing. I am responsible for my actions. If the evil sky pavilion wishes to kill or flay me, I am at your disposal." Ming Shirin was momentarily stunned by his resolution. "Won't you beg for mercy?" "There's no mercy to beg for. Since I've come here, I haven't planned on leaving alive. If possible, I only have one request before my end." "What is that request?" At that moment, several soldiers brought in a tiger-headed executioner's blade, and Wei Zhuoyan laid down on it. "I want to end it all myself." The crowd looked at each other, astonished by such a request. Since repelling the 10 great experts, whether it was Sui Xin-chan of the demon-slaying sect, Fan Shouwen of the Black Knights, or Hua Wudao seeking resolution, all stood as opponents against the evil sky pavilion. The more Wei Zhuoyan behaved this way, the more Ming Shirin felt something was amiss. He tentatively asked, "You're a 7th leaf expert. Won't you resist at all?" Wei Zhuoyan shook his head and took a rope handed to him by his subordinates. "Why does 4th Mister question me so? If the evil sky pavilion wants me to confess, I will. Do you want me to regroup and fight you instead? If I resist, you dislike it. If I comply, you question it. What exactly will satisfy you?" His words seemed reasonable and dignified. Little Yuan watched his every move with wide eyes. Fourth brother, maybe he really had a change of heart and regretted his actions at home for a long time before deciding to come to the evil sky pavilion to repent. "Little sister, you're too naive. I don't believe a word this man says." Ming Shirin retorted as Little Yuan pointed at Wei Zhuoyan, who was now putting the rope around his neck. "But he's willing to die now." "Yes, exactly. He's willing to die without any complaints." However, Ming Shirin still felt something was off. He quickly brandished his dagger. Perhaps he's hiding some terrible sorcery trap on his body. When master approaches, it'll be like Wu Xian, intending to die together. Such crude tricks. Everyone, step back. We must not let his deceitful plot succeed. Ming Shirin's dagger spun, cutting the rope above. Wei Zhuoyan showed a helpless expression on his face. Lu Zhou was also puzzled. Ming Shirin's words sound far-fetched, but there's some sense to them. Wei Zhuoyan is too enlightened. It's uncharacteristic for a commander of armies. Moreover, not long ago, when Evil Sky Pavilion sent Jian Aijian to convey a message to Wei Zhuoyan, Jian Aijian's flying letter also mentioned that Wei Zhuoyan didn't take it seriously. How could he have a sudden realization so quickly? At this moment, Wei Zhuoyan spoke up loudly. "Even if so, now that you've taken precautions, just deem me despicable with ulterior motives. motives. Please grant me death. Duan Mushing sighed, admiring his courage. Maybe the little sister is right. Perhaps he has indeed had a great realization. Wei Zhuoyan spoke word by word. Indeed, I have had a great realization. Lu Zhou approached him, and Wei Zhuoyan looked up, their eyes meeting. They say the eyes are the window to the soul, and from his eyes, it was evident that Wei Zhuoyan was fearless, even bold. Are you truly not afraid? Asked Lu Zhou. Wei Zhuoyan shook his head decisively. I fear nothing, not even death. Lu Zhou smiled slightly. What if I intend to kill more than just you? At these words, Wei Zhuoyan froze, and a hush fell over the entire hall. Ming Shireen and the others didn't expect their master to be so ruthless, casting meaningful glances at Wei Zhuoyan. Wei Zhuoyan felt uneasy. Why must the pavilion master make things difficult for me? Lu Zhou looked at him and scoffed coldly. Because you are not honest. Hearing this, Wei Zhuoyan was stunned for a few seconds before hurriedly trying to defend himself. It's not important. Nothing else matters. Doesn't the evil sky pavilion want me dead? Quibbling over other matters is meaningless. Lu Zhou leaned down and sighed. No, it does matter. Since you wish for death, I shall personally grant it. Wei Zhuoyan showed a sorrowful expression and uttered a resigned all right. Then, Lu Zhou flicked his finger near Wei Zhuoyan's forehead, concentrating primal energy at his fingertip. With a forceful flick, Wei Zhuoyan uncontrollably flew backward. The soldiers behind him quickly stepped forward to support him. This scene bewildered the disciples. Their master's methods were terrifying. Even a powerful person like Ren Buping could be killed with a slap, yet Wei Zhuoyan seemed only to be thrown back without injury. Lu Zhou, ignoring the puzzled looks from his disciples, stared at Wei Zhuoyan. Is it Wei Zhuoyan who possesses the seven-leaf avatar? Wei Zhuoyan, startled, replied, I have already confessed. If you wish to kill me, please grant me a swift end. Lu Zhou snorted coldly. Foolish. Confess truthfully, and I might spare you the crime of impersonation. Impersonation? The disciples were confused. Wei Zhuoyan's whole body shook, and he looked incredulous. Elder, I don't understand what you mean. Lu Zhou's voice became more severe. Wei Zhuoyan became famous on the battlefield, commanding armies. When he led his troops to the northern frontiers, he fought against foreign cultivators. In the midst of a great battle, he opened the seventh leaf. His cultivation is profound, holding a high position, a true general who has risen from the dead. Duan Mushing didn't understand the meaning behind his master's words, but tried to appear as if he did. Little Yuaner was also confused, yet she trusted that there must be a reason for her master's statements. Ming Shireen, however, had a moment of realization. He slapped his forehead and exclaimed, I get it now. You're a fake all along. No wonder it felt like an act. You're willing to be a scapegoat, quite noble indeed, but your cultivation doesn't match. Your demeanor is too rigid. Despite trying to appear ready to face death, you lack the decisiveness and murderous aura of a soldier. Also, it's said that Wei Zhuoyan's lieutenants are formidable, at least on the level of 3 or 4 leaves. Who are these weaklings you've brought? What's your real name? Are you Wei Zhuoyan's twin brother? Lu Zhou stroked his beard, nodding in satisfaction. Although Ming Shireen's analysis seemed a bit like wisdom after the event, the questions raised were precisely what Lu Zhou had been considering. Indeed, from the moment this Wei Zhuoyan entered the Great Hall, Lu Zhou knew he wasn't the real one. His true sight revealed the man's true level of cultivation. Seeing his master blink, Ming Shireen understood he was to continue pressing. We already know you're an imposter. Whatever your reasons for taking Wei Zhuoyan's place, the evil sky pavilion will not spare the real Wei Zhuoyan. You're dying in vain. What's your name? Resign. He revealed his actual identity, Wei Zhuoran. Ming Shireen, puzzled, asked, so, you're twins? Wei Zhuoran, with a heavy voice, replied, Wei Zhuoyan is my cousin. Shaking his head, Ming Shireen seemed speechless. That's as good as brothers. He really dared to do it, sending you to die in his place. Wei Zhuoran's tears began to fall involuntarily. If I don't die, my entire family, 100 people, will be executed. Upon hearing the whole story, Ming Shireen understood the cruel tactic, a ruthless move indeed. Wei Zhuoyan does have some skills to be a commander of the armies. Wei Zhuoran sighed deeply. I had no choice. You had no choice, but you must have practiced a lot at home to act the part. When I first saw you, I really thought you were the great general. After all, no one in the evil sky pavilion has actually seen Wei Zhuoyan. You trained well, but unfortunately, you can't fool our master's discerning eye, Ming Shireen remarked. Duan Musheng, wanting to impress, quickly added, Master, whether he's real or fake, let me finish them all. Then we can send a message to the real Wei Zhuoyan to surrender. Lu Zhou ignored him and walked slowly to the disheartened Wei Zhuoran. I give you and your family a chance to live. From now on, you are the real Wei Zhuoyan. Wei Zhuoran was stunned. What do you mean? Ming Shireen explained with a smile. Master's idea is brilliant. Wei Zhuoyan, after all, commands the armies. His death would surely cause chaos. It's better for you to replace him and continue being Wei Zhuoyan. This is using the enemy's strategy against them. What do you say? If you don't want to, then you can choose death, but your family and your cousin Wei Zhuoyan will still have to die. Master's word is the final decree. There's no room for negotiation. Wei Zhuoran reluctantly nodded, accepting the arrangement. He knew that survival didn't leave him much choice. Even if those in the palace knew he was an imposter, would they dare to expose him? Those in positions of power within the Great Flame understood the importance of maintaining stability. Lu Zhou waved his hand dismissively. Take them away. Until the real Wei Zhuoyan is dead, don't let them leave. Duan Mushing acknowledged and led Wei Zhuoran out of the grand hall. At that moment, Zhao Yu hurried in. Master, there's been a change with Sister Qianqin. I don't understand it. Her energy center and energy sea were destroyed, but she can still absorb vital energy. I find it strange and seek your judgment. Lu Zhou immediately led the group out of the grand hall, quickly arriving at the southern pavilion. As they entered the room, they felt the currents of vital energy. Looking up, they saw Yi Tianqin floating mid-air, slowly absorbing the surrounding vital energy. Her skin and features were also gradually healing. Little Yuan looked on in disbelief, while Lu Zhou remained calm, understanding that this was a characteristic of white citizens. Golden Court Mountain, being one of the 72 blessed lands, had a natural geographical advantage and abundant vital energy, protected by barriers and largely undamaged. This made Golden Court Mountain an excellent place for cultivation. The vital energy was gathering increasingly faster. Little Yuan, puzzled, asked, Master, what's happening? Ming Shirin explained, this is likely one of the characteristics of white citizens. Won't Sister Qianqin die? Little Yuan inquired with concern. Lu Zhou shook his head. She likely won't. Not long after, Yi Tianqin stopped absorbing vital energy and slowly descended back to the ground, opening her eyes. Upon seeing Lu Zhou, her expression suddenly became agitated, and she hurriedly knelt down to plead. Disciple has learned of the true culprit behind the scenes. Please grant me the opportunity to personally end this thief and fulfill my wish, after which I will accept death as atonement for my sins. Hearing this, Ming Shirin quickly tried to clarify. This Wei Zhuoyan is an imposter. Don't be confused. Yi Tianqin, now puzzled, listened as Ming Shirin explained the whole story and also revealed her identity as a white citizen. But before he could finish, Lu Zhou interrupted with a raise of his hand. Yi Tianqin, I ask you, do you know of riding the yellow? Riding the yellow? Yi Tianqin showed a look of bewilderment. Think carefully before answering. Upon hearing this, Yi Tianqin pondered deeply, but no matter how hard she tried, she could not recall any memory of riding the yellow. She confessed, Disciple truly does not know what riding the yellow is. Lu Zhou then used the Eye of Truth to check her current state. Name, Yi Tianqin. Race, white citizen. Cultivation, nascent divinity tribulation realm. Recovering, loyalty has not yet been triggered, and hatred value has been reset. It seems that loyalty will only emerge after reacceptance. To break out of the cocoon and transform into a butterfly, or to spin a cocoon around oneself. Never mind. Lu Zhou shook his head, concluding that even the white citizens themselves were unaware of riding the yellow. Perhaps it never existed. Moreover, the allure of riding the yellow was negligible to him. Now with the reversal card, theoretically, he could live forever. So, what use was riding the yellow to him? Ming Shirin did not follow the others, but instead stayed back patiently explaining recent events to Yi Tianqin, including white citizen, riding the yellow, the incidents from Fish Dragon Village to the 10 sorcerers. Yi Tianqin listened, stunned and thoughtful. Regardless, I am deeply grateful for fourth senior brother's kindness. I will remember this favor in my heart. Don't thank me. We should really be thanking our master. Hearing this, Yi Tianqin's eyes gradually dimmed. I have committed such grave errors. Master might not let me return to Evil Sky Pavilion easily. Ming Shirin gave a slight smile and reassured. Don't worry unnecessarily. If it were before, indeed, it would have been difficult. But lately, our master's behavior and temperament have changed quite a bit. As long as you behave well, returning to Evil Sky Pavilion shouldn't be a problem. Besides, Evil Sky Pavilion is indeed short of hands. Upon hearing this, Yi Tianqin cautiously inquired, Fourth senior brother, are you serious? Ming Shirin laughed and responded, Of course, I am serious. Master has bestowed upon me the separation hook. Just for that alone, I wouldn't dare speak ill of him. Stop looking at me like that. I'm not crazy. Meanwhile, after leaving the southern pavilion, Lu Zhou, accompanied by Little Yuan, headed towards the northern pavilion. He glanced at the system interface's tasks, which mostly involved training his disciples and the unknowing task of making Wei Zhuoyan confess his crimes. Little Yuan curiously asked, Master, what brings you to the northern pavilion? Lu Zhou looked at Little Yuan, who seemed to have something on her mind, and asked, What's the matter? Rubbing her hands together, Little Yuan started, Disciple has been practicing the Supreme Purity Jade Slip lately and feels something is amiss. Lu Zhou nodded and replied, Wait until I've dealt with Fan Shouwen. They then entered the northern pavilion, where they saw Fan Shouwen, his body charred and shaking in agony, clinging to a belief. Lu Zhou, observing this, calmly spoke, Len Luo, do you so desire to see Mo Li die? As soon as he finished speaking, Fan Shouwen clenched his fist with all his might. Lu Zhou slowly continued, I can help you kill Mo Li, capturing Fan Shouwen's desperate attention. Lu Zhou added, but there's one condition. It's quite simple. From now on, be loyal to Evil Sky Pavilion. Facing Lu Zhou's offer, Fan Shouwen fell into silence, his expression filled with self-mockery. He was well aware of his current position, having no leverage to negotiate with Evil Sky Pavilion. His titles as the leader of the Black Knights and being top of the blacklist had lost all meaning. Severely injured and with his cultivation destroyed, he was of no value. Even a place as grand as Evil Sky Pavilion had no reason to take taken such a powerless enemy. Little Yuan felt nauseous and hardly dared to look at Fan Xiuwen's current state. Although she didn't quite understand why her master was doing this, she was sure there must be a reason behind his actions. At this moment, Lu Zhou smiled slightly. "If you agree, I have ways to save you." Hearing this, Fan Xiuwen's pupils dilated, and he tried to lift his trembling body, but his severe injuries made even this simple movement impossible. As he collapsed back to the ground, a muffled "I agree" emerged from his throat. For acquiring a nascent divinity tribulation realm 8-leaf subordinate, Lu Zhou received 2,000 merit points. The system specially noted the difficulty in managing this subordinate and advised increasing his loyalty. After reading the prompt, Lu Zhou stretched out his hand in satisfaction. These 2 points of loyalty indicated the difficulty of managing this person. Fan Xiuwen, after all, was once the top of the blacklist and leader of the Black Knights, with a formidable 8-leaf cultivation level, so his spirit was to be expected. "Now that you have joined Evil Sky Pavilion, you must not harbor dissent," Lu Zhou stated. Fan Xiuwen's throat quivered, perhaps attempting to say something. Then, in Lu Zhou's palm appeared a critical healing card. The cost of 300 merit points for a powerful subordinate is well worth it. Additionally, the system rewarded an extra 2,000 merit points. A pale green light fell from the card, followed by bursts of warm energy continuously pouring into Fan Xiuwen's body, gradually seeping into his meridians. Lu Zhou knew that subordinates like Fan Xiuwen are somewhat difficult to manage, but he believed this could be taken care of gradually. Fan Xiuwen was in a critically injured state, and the utmost healing provided by the card could only restore 30% of his injuries. Even in his current state, he wasn't capable of much. The effect of the ultimate healing card resembled Buddhist healing methods like the merciful ferrying, typically used by powerful individuals in the nascent divinity tribulation realm, but it's extremely energy-consuming. It essentially involves channeling the rescuer's entire energy into the injured's meridians, allowing the energy to expand and repair the channels, and using the special effects of merciful ferrying to heal injuries. Fan Xiuwen thought Lu Zhou had used this method and was immensely touched, with his loyalty increasing by 2%. Lu Zhou remained calm, understanding the difficulty of increasing loyalty, especially after recent events. Fan Xiuwen's 2 subordinates had also died at Evil Sky Pavilion, making his loyalty even harder to increase. Achieving 70 to 80% loyalty wasn't going to happen overnight. Half an hour later, a shocking scene unfolded. The healing was complete, and Fan Xiuwen's skin had fully recovered, with even the scars on his face disappearing. He gasped for air and tried to stand. A hoarse and unclear voice emerged from his mouth. "From now on, there is no Fan Xiuwen in the world, only Len Luo." Lu Zhou, surprised at his appearance, wondered if the 30% of the ultimate healing went to his face. "Len Luo, I won't repeat the rules of Evil Sky Pavilion," said Lu Zhou, to which Len Luo nodded and addressed him as the Pavilion Master. "I've always valued promises in what I do, but I need to ask, why save me?" Lu Zhou looked at him meaningfully. "Because you are Len Luo, an 8-leaf avatar strong Len Luo. How could you not have value?" After saying this, he continued, "Do you really want to kill Molly?" Len Luo affirmed. "When did you last see Molly?" "I can't remember clearly. I only remember she is closely related to the people of Clarity Sect." "Did Molly come from Clarity Sect?" "Correct." After hearing this, Lu Zhou stroked his beard and murmured 2 names, Molly, Machi. Pan Zhong once said that many senior elders of the Clarity Sect refuse to discuss witchcraft. "You've led the Black Knights for many years. Do you know about her cultivation level?" Len Luo shook his head. "I have never seen her make a move, but she won't be weaker than the Wu Xian that appeared in the Ancestors' Great Formation." Lu Zhou noted, the Wu Xian in the Ancestors' Great Formation only had 70 to 80% of its strength. By comparison, Molly's cultivation level is equivalent to that of a 7 or 8 leaves avatar. This makes it apparent that the Clarity Sect is a hidden dragon amongst crouching tigers, far more formidable than the Orthodox sect. Both belong to the same lineage, yet the difference in strength is vast. As he pondered, Duan Mushing's voice came from outside the prison. "Master, Wei Zhuoran has been dealt with properly. His true cultivation level is only in the Divine Court realm, and he can't escape." Additionally, Old 7th sent a flying letter. Zhang Chunlai of the Orthodox sect led people to encircle Old 8th and failed. Old 7th didn't mention the reason in the letter. He also said Zhang Yuanshan has gone to Clarity Sect. They are of the same sect. Clarity Sect plans to wipe out Old 8th's Tiger Ridge gang to avenge Zhang Chunlai. Hearing the report, Lu Zhou shook his head. They brought it upon themselves. They can't blame others. Little Yuaner, imagining Zhu Honghong being captured, spoke up with some concern. "Master, 8th senior brother's cultivation level is about the same as mine. If Clarity Sect makes a move, I'm afraid he'll be killed." Meanwhile, Zhu Honghong, oblivious to his predicament, sneezed. "Who's thinking about me?" Lu Zhou knew. Zhu Honghong is a disciple of the Evil Sky Pavilion. With his cultivation level, if he were that easy to kill, he would have died long ago. How could he have survived until now? Si Wuya sending a letter at this time might be intending to use others to eliminate his enemies. Regardless of his motives, as long as we ignore it, Old 7th will have no moves to play. Contemplating this, he proceeded to leave with Little Yuaner. Midway, he suddenly halted and addressed Len Luo. "Molly Molly is cunning and sly, deeply ensconced in the palace. You resent him, so kill him yourself. After saying this, he left the North Pavilion. Duan Musheng, following behind, expressed his confusion. Master, Len Luo was once under Molly, and we have killed 2 of his brothers. Isn't this nurturing a potential threat? Lu Zhou shook his head in response. Len Luo is severely injured and cannot stir up any trouble now. If he truly recovers to his 8-leaf cultivation, his first target won't be the evil Sky Pavilion. Realization dawned upon Duan Musheng. I understand now. The person Len Luo hates the most now is Molly, who is secluded in the palace. Lu Zhou nodded. Let Pan Zhong keep an eye on him. Your disciple obeys. Duan Musheng replied before hurrying off to make arrangements. Lu Zhou then glanced at the system interface, noting his current merit points at 12,112. On a whim, he decided to try his luck with a draw, but after 6 attempts, he received nothing but thanks for participating, prompting him to kick a nearby messenger bird in frustration. Little Yuaner seemed somewhat downcast, prompting Lu Zhou to inquire, is there a problem with your cultivation? Little Yuaner nodded. I've been practicing the Supreme Purity Jade Slip recently, but I feel like my cultivation hasn't progressed at all. I've been stuck at the same level. Lu Zhou found it strange after hearing about Little Yuaner's stagnation in cultivation. The completed Supreme Purity Jade Slip should have no issues, and given Little Yuaner's talent, which far surpasses the other 8 disciples, she shouldn't be stagnating. He then took Little Yuaner's wrist, infused vital energy, and began his examination, only to be astonished by the findings. Only an energy center, practitioners progress from tempering their body to mystic enlightening, then from sense condensing to the Brahma Sea. Opening the meridians in the Brahma Sea allows for the creation of an energy sea on top of the energy center, hence the name Brahma Sea. The energy center and energy sea are the foundation of the avatar, with the energy center being the golden lotus and the energy sea being the spreading leaves. Without the energy sea, it's difficult to progress in cultivation. You'll be limited by the energy center. Little Yuaner has managed to cultivate up to the divine court realm without an energy sea, which is commendable. It's fortunate we discovered this in time. Otherwise, continued cultivation could lead to the energy center being unable to withstand the vital energy, resulting in a fatal explosion. Seeing Lu Zhou's surprised expression, Little Yuaner asked worriedly, what's wrong? Lu Zhou gently patted her head. Put aside the Supreme Purity Jade Slip for now. Your energy sea hasn't been opened, and forcing it could be counterproductive. It's a small issue. Don't worry. Little Yuaner obediently nodded. Although it's a minor issue, it's not something that can be resolved instantly. Puzzled Lu Zhou further was that Little Yuaner's energy sea was in a closed state. Ji Tiandao's capabilities, it's unlikely he wouldn't have noticed. So, it's possible that Ji Tiandao deliberately manipulated it. At that moment, a messenger bird flew over, which Little Yuaner swiftly caught. Master, it's the thick-skinned Jian Aijian again. Little Yuaner read the letter aloud. Thanks to old Ji for the sword. It truly is an exceptional sword, and I am very satisfied. To express my admiration and gratitude to the senior, here are a few pieces of information. First, be wary of your 7th disciple. He is capable of causing trouble. Is he trying to stir up the whole world? Second, the Wei Zhuoyan who went to Evil Sky Pavilion is an imposter. The real Wei Zhuoyan is hiding at Green Sun Lake. Rumor has it that old Ji's time is nearing in about 10 years, and he's prepared to hide for that duration. Also, shouldn't our cooperation have a time frame? Swapping a lifetime for a sword seems like a loss to me. After listening, Lu Zhou looked into the distance and sighed. 10 years. Everyone is waiting for my demise. Little Yuaner quickly cowed out, expressing, Master, I would never dare to harbor such thoughts. Seeing this, Lu Zhou slightly smiled. Send a message to Jian Aijian. Tell him if there's indeed a 10-year limit, after my death, our cooperation will end. Little Yuaner acknowledged and sent the message. Soon after, early the next morning, Jian Aijian replied, Old Ji jokes. Even if it's 15 years, I'm content. A supreme sword for 15 years. I think it's worth it. Lu Zhou, stroking his beard calmly, said, Tell him I always honor my promises and despise those who don't. Additionally, notify your 4th and 3rd senior brothers to take Wei Zhuoran. Little Yuaner, puzzled, asked, Master, what are we doing this time? Lu Zhou, with a profound look towards the distance, replied, Some are eager for rebirth. How could I not oblige? Meanwhile, in a secluded courtyard at the center of Green Sun Lake, a woman wearing a bamboo hat respectfully approached Wei Zhuoyan and inquired, General, can Wei Zhuoran truly deceive that old devil? Wei Zhuoyan, with a meaningful smile on his face, replied, Wei Zhuoran seeks death, and you have trained him well. There should not be many issues. But even if Wei Zhuoran fails to fool the old demon, it's no loss to me. The woman added, given the old demon's temperament, he would certainly not hesitate to kill Wei Zhuoran. But there's always a what if. Wei Zhuoyan chuckled coldly. No need to worry. I command the 3 armies. If I die, I will have all the common people under heaven buried with me. It's better to owe the world than for the world to owe me. Wei Zhuoyan paused for a moment before confidently resuming. Genie, you have followed me for many years. I know you are meticulous in your thoughts, but sometimes you tend to overthink. How much longer can the old demon of the Evil Sky Pavilion live? Over the years, I have been in seclusion at Green Sun Lake. It's only been 10 years, merely a flick of a finger. Perhaps, in less than 10 10 years, the old demon will be too busy to care about himself, let alone entangle with me. In the world of cultivation, a practitioner's cultivation level rapidly decreases with age. The evil sky pavilion has a plethora of treasures. Surely someone in the cultivation world will not be able to resist the temptation to seize them. Once the old demon dies, the evil sky pavilion will no longer exist in this world. I, the general, can wait and afford to wait for 10 years. No one in this world can trouble me. Upon saying this, Wei Zhuoyan couldn't help but laugh proudly. Li Jini slightly nodded. The general's insight is profound. Wei Zhuoyan smiled confidently. Is there any news from the second prince? Li Jini replied. His Highness heard that the general is going to admit his crimes at the evil sky pavilion and was very sad. He wanted to lead the troops to attack the evil sky pavilion himself, but was stopped by Moli. Hearing this, Wei Zhuoyan raised his eyebrow. A good double act. Has there been any leak of my whereabouts? Li Jini shook his head. Please rest assured, General. Aside from the 4 deputy generals and subordinates, no outsiders know about your seclusion at Green Sun Lake. Good. Even if someone comes, no one can trouble me at this Green Sun Lake. Genie, don't you find the scenery here particularly pleasing? As soon as he finished speaking, a meteor streaked across the sky rapidly. Look, even the meteor is celebrating my return to the world. Li Jini looked up, and Wei Zhuoyan appeared somewhat pleased. After all, being a woman harboring a girl's heart, you also want to take another look at the meteor. At that moment, Li Jini's pupils suddenly dilated. General, something is wrong. It seems to be a flying chariot. Wei Zhuoyan looked puzzled and then discovered, surely, there are no meteors there but a huge flying chariot soaring through the sky. His subordinates hurriedly approached to report, General, we have spotted the flying chariot of Evil Sky Pavilion. Please avoid it. Wei Zhuoyan smiled confidently. No matter. How would Evil Sky Pavilion know I am here? They are probably just passing by Green Sun to go to Divine Capital. Li Jini urgently advised, I believe, sir, that the journey of Evil Sky Pavilion is unusual. It would be better for the general to avoid them. Wei Zhuoyan proudly spread his arms. The little Evil Sky Pavilion thinks I fear them? I am the 7-leaf avatar. If I were to turn and flee at the sight of a flying chariot, how would I lead the armies in the future? After a moment, the flying chariot's speed did not decrease. Wei Zhuoyan, seeing this, was considerably relieved, just as I expected. However, a golden light in the sky gradually enlarged. As the golden light approached, everyone saw clearly that it was a giant seal with the character approach written in seal script, rapidly attacking their target, Wei Zhuoyan. No good. It's a Taoist seal. Wei Zhuoyan's face changed drastically. Have we been discovered? Doesn't this mean all our previous plans have failed? But I am a 7-leaf expert. He shouted and spread his arms to block. A huge 7-leaf avatar appeared out of thin air, causing the surrounding buildings and air to shake continuously. The characters for approach, soldiers, fight, one who overlapped and attacked in succession. Li Jini was shocked and exclaimed, this is the 9 characters mantra. Could it be a Taoist master? Wei Zhuoyan was relentlessly forced back by the bombardment. Following the 9-character mantra, there are 7 additional seals stacking up. Outer Circle Mysterious Seal, Inner 8-character seal, Unbound Seal, Myriad God Seal, 8 Trigram Seal, Treasure Gourd Seal, and Sun and Moon Seal. These seals combined have reached a terrifying power. Ignoring the 4 lieutenants and Li Jini, the attack was directed towards the retreating Wei Zhuoyan. Mountains were penetrated, and the earth shook. Who could withstand such an ultimate secret technique? Li Jini was the first to react. Quick, follow. The general must not die. They hurried along the tunnel created by the attack, passing through mountains and rushing continuously. Stop. There's movement ahead. Hearing Li Jini's words, everyone quickly hid. They too feared being targeted by the old demon. But looking up, they saw a huge flying chariot emerging from the dense forest, gradually moving further away. Li Jini had a bad premonition. Wei Zhuoyan's fate seemed more grim than fortunate. The rustling sound of wind blowing through the leaves constantly rang in their ears. Just as everyone was fully alert, a figure slowly appeared. Upon recognizing the face of the figure, the 4 lieutenants became ecstatic. General, you're all right. Thank goodness. Wei Zhuoyan was silent for a moment before he slowly spoke, almost like a changed person. This general is tired. Seeing him, the lieutenants immediately knelt down. Li Jini, with concern, made a respectful gesture. General, this place is no longer safe. The other lieutenants also chimed in. Yes, please return to the Divine Capital. General, Wei Zhuoyan, looking weary, passed by Li Jini and faintly uttered a few words. Back to Divine Capital. Seeing the look in his eyes, Li Jini sensed something was amiss, but swallowed back what she was about to say. Wei Zhuoyan then walked towards the center of the lake. Remember, act as if today's events never happened. The others immediately responded in unison. Understood. Meanwhile, atop the flying chariot of the Evil Sky Pavilion, Ming Shirin was jubilant, showering praise. Master's might is unparalleled. Your disciple is thoroughly enlightened. Lu Zhou, standing on the chariot, overlooked the distance. It's about time and fate. Ming Shirin chuckled. Indeed, it's his bad luck. If he had stayed in Divine Capital, perhaps he could have lived a bit longer. But even then, Master could easily capture him. Duan Mushing, steering the chariot, asked with confusion, Master, we let Wei Zhuoyan go. What if they kill him? Lu Zhou shook his head. They won't. Even if they discover Wei Zhuoyan is an imposter, they dare not expose it and will even act along. With Wei Zhuoyan's death, the elite troops will be headless. How many would want a piece of that? Wei Zhuoyan, with his immense power, was already treading on dangerous ground. Now with Wei Zhuoyan taking his place, things will surely be more restrained. The great Flame royal family would prefer such a person in power. From now on, Wei Zhuoyan will be the true Wei Zhuoyan. Little Yuaner, with legs crossed leisurely, commented. Jian Aijian said the palace is full of intrigues. Master, with your plans, it all seems quite dull. Ming Shirin sighed. Some are too obsessed with power. It's unavoidable. It's just a pity that a prominent 7-leaf practitioner has fallen like this. Lu Zhou then corrected. He was only 5-leaf, not 7-leaf. Regardless of the rumors about how many leaves the practitioner had, Lu Zhou only trusted his own eyes. The last strike had cost him a fatal blow card, earning 1,000 merit points. Calculating it, he only gained 400 points, a reward not fitting for a 7-leaf practitioner. I understand Master's point now. After all this, he turns out to be just a bluff. But if he's only a 5-leaf, how did he manage to become the commander of all 3 armies? Could it be that he had the support of a more powerful figure? Duan Mushing didn't ponder too much over it. Who cares who he is? As long as they don't provoke the evil Sky Pavilion, I can't be bothered to deal with them. Ming Shirin nodded in agreement and suggested, Master, the issue with Fish Dragon Village is settled, and junior sister Qianqing can be at ease now. Now that we've left the evil Sky Pavilion, why not take this opportunity to capture Old Eighth? With the cloud-piercing flying chariot, it won't take long to reach the Tiger Ridge gang. Hearing this, Lu Zhou stroked his beard and began to ponder. Considering Old Eighth's value, he's only worth some merit points. His subjective mistake isn't that significant. It's mostly Old Seventh's instigation behind the scenes. Old Seventh has enough capability to rescue Old Eighth, yet inform the evil Sky Pavilion. What's his motive? Thinking this, Lu Zhou glanced at Ming Shirin. In the past, at the Green Jade Altar, he was allowed to escape by lock. This time, Old Seventh's message might have another scheme. Go and investigate. Ming Shirin, excited, promptly accepted the task. I will handle this matter beautifully, Master. Old Fourth, let me accompany you. Don't underestimate Old Eighth. He might be foolish, but he's cunning, using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. I'll first get a clear understanding of Old Seventh's tactics, then we'll capture them together. Hearing Ming Shirin's words, Duan Mushing looked somewhat dejected. With you gone, no one will be here to spar with me. Elder Hua is still recovering from injuries, not available to spar, and little junior sister, Pan Zhong and Zhou Jifeng are in the Divine Court realm. None of them are my match. Ming Shirin was somewhat speechless. Who is as abnormal as you, always training? Use your brain more in everything. Shortly after, the flying carriage returned to Evil Sky Pavilion. Ming Shirin was ordered to leave Golden Court Mountain and head towards the Tiger Ridge gang. In half a day, he arrived outside Zhu Honghong's stronghold. Old Eighth, I'm here. Hearing someone calling him, Zhu Honghong, who was sleeping, was startled awake like a frightened bird. Who? Has Master come? The disciples inside the stronghold quickly packed up their belongings. Leader, run. Just then, Ming Shirin appeared in the cave with a flash. Seeing him, Zhu Honghong breathed a sigh of relief, hurriedly moved a stool over to please him. Fourth senior brother, what brings you here? Please, have a seat. Ming Shirin sat down without any hesitation. Old Seventh sent a flying letter to Master saying the Clarity Sect is coming to trouble you. Aren't you scared at all? Zhu Honghong, startled, replied, really? Did that happen? Nonsense. You killed the elder Zhang Chunwei of the Orthodox sect. You think they'll let you off? Didn't you also kill the elder Zhang Chochi of the Orthodox sect? Hearing this, Ming Shirin kicked him. Back talk. Ding. Training the 8th disciple. Zhu Honghong earns 100 merit points. Lu Zhou, resting at Evil Sky Pavilion, heard the system's notification. Ming Shirin confidently spoke. Even if I killed the entire Orthodox sect, they can't do anything to me. Who do you expect to protect you? Eldest senior brother? Second senior brother? Or the always hiding Old Seventh? Upon hearing this, Zhu Honghong fell silent. The thought made his face turn as bitter as a gourd. I wish I had a backer too, but they all despise me. Old Eighth, tell me honestly, what are you and Old Seventh up to? Zhu Honghong shook his head repeatedly. Nothing, absolutely nothing. I swear to the heavens. 8th junior brother, I'm looking out for your welfare. Your current situation is very dangerous. Old Seventh might have been able to help you against those nobodies, but now the Clarity Sect is involved. No one but Evil Sky Pavilion can help you. Listen to your senior brother and disband this worthless stronghold of yours. Come back to Evil Sky Pavilion and repent sincerely. Hearing this, Zhu Honghong shuddered with fear. Repent? With Master's temper, wouldn't that mean skinning and deadening? Ming Shirin glanced at him. That's a possibility. Who knows what Master is up to usually? It's all luck. If you catch him in a bad mood, you'll just have to accept your fate. Suishin-chan and one of the 3 great archers, Li Qing, both were obliterated with a slap. Zhu Honghong was stunned. That brutal? And you still want me to go back to Evil Sky Pavilion to repent? Ming Shirin chuckled helplessly. Don't wait for Master to do it personally. The master of the demon-slaying sect, Ren Buping, was also killed by a slap from our master. Upon hearing this, Zhu Honghong became even more frightened. That brutal? If I go back, won't I just be flattened into a pancake? If you don't want to go back, then tell me where the crouching dragon dragon of the dark net is located? Zhu Honghong answered honestly, in Ezhou. Be more specific, you fool. You might as well say Great Flame. Zhu Honghong replied with a look of grievance. How would I know? Seventh senior brother is as elusive as a dragon. If I could find him, would I still fear the clarity sect? Just as he finished speaking, a figure slowly walked in. Ming Shirin and Zhu Honghong both turned to look. Old seventh senior brother? Siwei smiled slightly and bowed to Ming Shirin. I greet fourth senior brother. Seeing his figure, Ming Shirin snorted coldly. You still dare to show up? Siwei smiled faintly. If master himself had come, I wouldn't show up, but if it's senior brother, I can appear. You're quite cunning, Ming Shirin said, then turned his head away from him. Zhu Honghong obsequiously moved a stool over. Seventh senior brother, please sit. I've made many thrones. After Siwei sat down, he slowly spoke. I heard Wei Zhuoyan has gone to Evil Sky Pavilion. Ming Shirin, not particularly fond of him, looked away. Old seventh, save your breath. It won't be easy to dig information from me. Fourth senior brother, after all, we are from the same sect. Why be so distant? I'm asking this for the sake of Evil Sky Pavilion's well-being. If you really care about Evil Sky Pavilion, then go back now and face your punishment. Whether you live or die, let it be fate. Hearing this, Zhu Honghong panicked. He's even talking about life and death. What good can come from going back? Why so angry upon seeing me? Fourth senior brother, I still have many things to do. How can I return to Evil Sky Pavilion? Ming Shirin scoffed. Then what was the purpose of your flying letter to Evil Sky Pavilion? Simple. The Clarity Sect intends to target Tiger Ridge Gang. Old Eighth will find it difficult to escape this calamity without the protection of Evil Sky Pavilion. Ming Shirin naturally didn't believe him. Then why not seek help from the second senior brother or eldest senior brother? Both have ample ability to handle the Clarity Sect. Comparatively, seeking master is obviously the hardest route. Siwei smiled faintly. Eldest senior brother is too busy. Second senior brother is always on the move, and their whereabouts are uncertain. Only Evil Sky Pavilion is the most suitable. Ming Shirin, determined to oppose Siwei, retorted, based on what you've said, I don't feel like catching Old Eighth anymore. Old Eighth is going to die. Then let him die. Zhu Honghong, hearing their conversation, was completely flabbergasted. Who did I offend to deserve this? I'm not going anywhere. Besides, what does my fate have to do with you two? Siwei and Ming Shirin, seeing his reaction, both commanded, shut up. Overpowered, Zhu Honghong sat down and quietly started eating. Fourth senior brother, are you really going to just watch Old Eighth die? If Old Eighth has betrayed the sect, even if he dies, it's as just desserts. Understanding further argument was pointless. Siwei conceded. If so, then let him die. After Siwei stood for a moment, he walked towards the exit. Watching his departing figure, Ming Shirin's tone softened a bit. Old seventh, listen to your senior brother's advice and stop. Siwei paused and responded indifferently. Master has at most 15 more years to live, maybe even 10, 8, or less. A calamity is bound to befall Evil Sky Pavilion. Ming Shirin understood this as well. We'll worry about the future when it comes. Forget it. Let's pretend I never came, said Siwei, and with a flicker of a shadow, he left the Tiger Ridge Gang. After a moment of silence, Ming Shirin approached Zhu Honghong. Disband the stronghold. Come with me. Master has ordered your capture back to Evil Sky Pavilion. Hearing this, Zhu Honghong was dumbfounded. Better not. Fourth senior brother, why make things difficult amongst our own? Ming Shirin raised an eyebrow. Old Eighth, what are you planning? Sorry, senior brother, I don't want to go back yet. Farewell. With that, Zhu Honghong turned and ran as fast as he could. Ming Shirin's figure flickered as he chased after him. I'll see where you can run. But Zhu Honghong, a mere divine court realm cultivator, couldn't outrun Ming Shirin, who was in the nascent divinity tribulation realm. In the blink of an eye, Ming Shirin was behind him, landing a palm on Zhu Honghong's back. However, the force of the palm seemed to be blocked by something peculiar, not only failing to harm him, but also pushing him away. Zhu Honghong continued to accelerate desperately. Block him for me. Quick, quick. Zhu Honghong's subordinates scrambled to follow orders. Leader, this way. Run fast. Ming Shirin, somewhat speechless at the sight, lamented, to think a disciple of the mighty Evil Sky Pavilion has come to this. You've lost all the face of Evil Sky Pavilion. You have nowhere to escape. As Ming Shirin flickered towards him again with the vital energy manifesting, a mass of vines suddenly sprouted, completely blocking Zhu Honghong's escape route. Zhu Honghong's complexion changed. Fourth senior brother, don't force me to use the 8 trigrams formation. Ming Shirin looked at him with a half smile. Don't try to scare me with that lousy formation. Don't blame your senior brother for being ruthless. I already made my move last time I was here. Hearing this, Zhu Honghong was nearly in tears, and his followers were shaking in fear. Leader, maybe you should just surrender. Ming Shirin nodded in approval at the sight. Your subordinates are sensible and understand the situation. Then, he floated towards Zhu Honghong. Zhu Honghong, with a weepy face, called out senior brother, and Ming Shirin patted his shoulder, sighing resignedly, be obedient. He then turned to the Tiger Ridge Gang's members. Find your own paths from now on. At his words, the followers all knelt down, tears in their eyes, unwillingly looking at Zhu Honghong, and cried out in unison, Leader. Zhu Honghong, moved by the unexpected solidarity of his usually timid and weak followers, was overcome with emotion, tears streaming down down his face. Take the wealth of the stronghold and split it among yourselves, then. Scram. Thank you, leader. Rest assured, we will not let you down, the followers said. Then they got up and dispersed in a hurry, each going their own way. Seeing his followers disperse so quickly, Zhu Honghong felt a mix of emotions. Really a bunch of heartless people. Damn, I got emotional for nothing. Ming Shireen, somewhat speechless at the sight, said, stop clinging to this lousy stronghold. Can't Evil Sky Pavilion accommodate you? Zhu Honghong expressed his attachment. Brother, Tiger Ridge Gang is my blood and sweat. I have emotional attachments to every plant and tree here. Stop being sentimental and let's go. Ming Shireen retorted. Alright, I'm leaving. Ming Shireen, curious, grabbed him and asked, Old Eighth, what treasure are you wearing? Zhu Honghong nervously covered his clothes. Brother, don't get any ideas. Alright, stop hiding it. I'm just surprised Old Seventh actually managed to get you a precious Zen rope. You're lucky those monks didn't kill you. Heh, just so. They continued to chat and walked away, leaving the place behind. Meanwhile, at Evil Sky Pavilion, Lu Zhou received a notification about the capture of Zhu Honghong. He was somewhat surprised. I wanted Ming Shireen to probe Old Seventh's intentions, but it seems he's brought back Old Eighth instead. Well, it's good to have him back rather than causing trouble elsewhere. He then checked the system panel, noting the ongoing recovery of Whitesword after the battle with the 10 sorcerers and how it's still in rest mode. He decided to try his luck with a daily lottery, but unfortunately, all 5 attempts resulted in no wins. At that moment, Hua Wudao's voice came from outside the door, and Lu Zhou allowed him to enter. After entering the room, Hua Wudao respectfully bowed and said, Pavilion Master, I have a request. I've been thinking over the past few days, and I can't let go of this matter. Ding Fanqiu comes from the Cloud Sect and was acting under my orders. Ultimately, I am the main culprit. It's my responsibility, not his. As the conversation reached this point, Duan Musheng, with a face full of anger, strode in. Elder Hua, I must disagree. Ding Fanqiu, impersonating someone from Evil Sky Pavilion, according to our rules, should be dismembered and fed to the dogs. You are a person of Evil Sky Pavilion, yet you consider outsiders? Hua Wudao, hearing this, lowered his head in shame. I have left the Cloud Sect and should sever all ties with them. Ding Fanqiu represents this last connection. That's perfect. Elder Hua can kill him to demonstrate your stance. After hearing this, Hua Wudao felt speechless in his heart. Duan Musheng is simply my bane. Every time I meet him, I feel suffocated. Not to mention sparring. Since becoming his sparring partner, Duan Musheng would seek me out for practice. Again and again, defeat leads to battle, and battle leads to defeat. Could it be that his frequent losses have caused him to dislike me? Lu Zhou, engrossed in reading the Jade Maiden Sword technique, shook his head after hearing their argument. Enough. I can release Ding Fanqiu, but on one condition. Hua Wudao's eyes lit up upon hearing this. Please speak, Pavilion Master. Though I have left the Cloud Sect, I still have some influence. Some elders in the Cloud Sect might still consider my words. Lu Zhou, standing with his hands behind his back, slowly spoke. I only want the Black Magnolia. Hua Wudao was immediately stunned. Pavilion Master, the Black Magnolia is incredibly precious. How could the Cloud Sect agree to exchange Ding Fanqiu for it? After hearing this, Lu Zhou waved his hand. Don't be in a hurry to refuse. Go back and consider it carefully. Hearing this, Hua Wudao could only clasp his hands in a bow, dejectedly bid farewell, and leave. Master, this old guy harbors ulterior motives. Shall we? Duan Musheng gestured a throat-slitting motion. Lu Zhou shook his head, indicating there was no need. Give him more time. Why does Master need the Black Magnolia? Your junior sister's energy sea is not yet open. The Black Magnolia is a natural treasure, best suited for unlocking the energy sea. Master, with your profound cultivation, why rely on the Black Magnolia? Forcing open the energy sea is not as effective as using the Black Magnolia. I understand now. As they were talking, Little Yuaner suddenly ran in, reporting to Master, the 4th brother has returned. Outside the Grand Hall, Ming Shireen saw Zhu Honghong dawdling and immediately lost his patience. We're already at the Evil Sky Pavilion, and you're still dilly-dallying. Believe it or not, I'll break your legs and drag you there. Hearing this, Zhu Honghong hurriedly explained, No, I just need to relieve myself. Upon entering the Grand Hall and seeing Lu Zhou, Zhu Honghong was so frightened that he immediately knelt down and started kowtowing. Disciple greets Master. May Master live a long and healthy life. Ming Shireen's eyelid twitched, feeling like he might have met his match in flattery. Lu Zhou stroked his beard. Misguided disciple. Zhu Honghong, in tears and snot, hastily began to explain. Master, please hear me out. I haven't betrayed the sect. Leaving the Evil Sky Pavilion was out of necessity. I was misled by the 7th brother. I beg for Master's forgiveness. Lu Zhou's eyebrows raised in question. Out of necessity? Why were you the only one deceived? Zhu Honghong trembled continuously. My loyalty and sincerity are as clear as day and night, evident for all. I hope Master can discern the truth. Lu Zhou slowly stood up and approached him. Old Eighth, do you wish for me to die sooner? Zhu Honghong shuddered and hurriedly replied. Disciple wouldn't dare. Seeing this, Lu Zhou shook his head speechlessly, wondering what Ji Tiandao was thinking when he took in so many disciples, especially this Old Eighth who was as timid as a mouse. Over the years, under Old Seventh's influence, you've made some name for yourself. The misdeeds you've done are minor, insignificant things. These bad reputations can all be shouldered by Evil Sky Pavilion. Upon hearing this, Zhu Honghong's face lit up, and he earnestly admitted his mistakes. Ding! Reprimanding Zhu Honghong. Lu Zhou earned 100 merit points. Lu Zhou continued to inquire, what has old Seventh been plotting these years? Zhu Honghong answered truthfully, Seventh brother never shares these things with me. I really don't know. He seems to be close with the first and second brother, often discussing the situation of the world, but it's all too confusing for me. Why were you at the Green Jade altar that day? The seventh brother said that the demon-slaying sect was planning to ally with the Orthodox sect, aiming to isolate the Dark Net and the Underworld sect. How could the seventh brother allow them to have their way? Lu Zhou didn't ask further. He glanced at Zhu Honghong's panel and was surprised to see that old eighth actually had a 5% loyalty. The talents of the 9 disciples of the Evil Sky Pavilion are 1 in 10,000. Zhu Honghong's cultivation is currently at the peak of the Divine Court realm, largely due to the incomplete cultivation technique. He practices the 9 tribulations thunder forceful energy, missing the last 2 critical tribulations, which doomed him from entering the nascent divinity tribulation realm. Everyone says Old Eighth's cultivation is low, but no one noticed the flaw in his technique. And Old Eighth has always had 5% loyalty, meaning, from the beginning, he had that little bit of attachment to Evil Sky Pavilion. Since you recognize your mistake, first, you will be punished by reflecting in the reflection cave. After saying this, Lu Zhou turned away from him. Upon hearing this, Zhu Honghong was stunned, remembering Ming Shirin's admonitions on the way back. Master, I know my sins are heavy. I ask for severe punishment. Duan Mushing and the others looked at him in surprise. It's rare to see someone complain that their punishment is too light. Except for Yi Tianxin, Master has never really severely punished anyone. Ming Shirin then added, Master, Old Eighth has committed a grave error and deserves severe punishment. Little Yuaner, waving her iron rod, shared her opinion. Eighth brother is thick-skinned. The reflection cave is rather lenient for him. Master, how about breaking his legs to prevent him from running around? Hearing this, Zhu Honghong was dumbfounded. Everyone says little sister is simple and innocent, but it doesn't seem to be the case. Lu Zhou then slowly said, 50 lashes, repair the Golden Court Mountain. Afterwards, seal your cultivation and reflect in the reflection cave for 3 years. Hearing this, Zhu Honghong broke into a cold sweat. The first 2 I might endure with my thick skin, but being sealed in the reflection cave for 3 years with my cultivation sealed might freeze me into an ice stick. How about it? Do you disagree? Seeing Master looking at him, Zhu Honghong hurriedly nodded in agreement. Disciple accepts the punishment. Then take him away. Disciple obeys. With that, Ming Shirin dragged Zhu Honghong out of the grand hall. You oaf, scared stiff already? Zhu Honghong was still in shock. Master didn't beat me? He really didn't beat me? Brother, am I dreaming? Pinch me. Ming Shirin was somewhat speechless. Are you that afraid of being beaten? Of course, I am. Master's temper is so fierce. No, wait, it seems Master's temper has indeed changed a bit from before. You're lucky. I've always told you, if you beg for mercy the way I taught you, Master wouldn't punish you severely. Do you think the mistakes you made could be resolved merely by entering the reflection cave with your cultivation? Fourth brother is right. Thank you for helping me avoid severe punishment. Old Eighth will always remember this kindness. As they approached, Pan Zhong and Zhou Jifeng hurried over. Mr. Fourth, is this a new recruit? Ming Shirin nodded with a smile. Pan Zhong and Zhou Jifeng curiously looked over Zhu Honghong. This guy is chubby and tall, looks a bit simple and naive, the type that seems easy to bully. Pan Zhong patted him and introduced himself. I am Pan Zhong. How may I address you, brother? Zhu Honghong glared at him, about to lose his temper, but then Ming Shirin coughed, and he reluctantly lowered his head. Seeing this, Pan Zhong came forward to reassure him. Newcomer, actually, Mr. Fourth is very approachable. Don't worry, from now on, we are all brothers. Hearing this, Zhu Honghong couldn't hold back anymore. Who's your brother? Where did this lunatic spring from? Pan Zhong laughed it off, not taking offense. You can't talk like that. It's a good thing you're in front of Mr. Fourth. If it were Mr. Third or Mr. Ninth, you'd have it much worse. At this point, Ming Shirin waved his hand. Get to work. Zhu Honghong acknowledged with an O and started moving things obediently. Pan Zhong chuckled at the sight. Mr. Fourth, this new guy is quite interesting. Knows to get to work. Ming Shirin shook his head. Not just work. Starting today, unless there's something else, he'll be staying in the reflection cave. Hearing this, Pan Zhong was a bit puzzled. The reflection cave? It's not easy for Evil Sky Pavilion to take in a new disciple. Isn't the pavilion master afraid of disheartening the other disciples? Ming Shirin just smiled slightly and left. Don't worry, he won't feel disheartened. He'll be grateful. Pan Zhong was left confused, but became more interested in observing Zhu Honghong. Zhu Honghong did not complain and took on all the heavy and hard work, continuing until sunset before he rested for a while. Pan Zhong approached and started a conversation. Brother, well done. Zhu Honghong looked puzzled. What do you mean? Newcomers should have the realization you have. I really admire you. Pan Zhong gave him a thumbs up. Zhu Honghong felt a bit proud. It's nothing. Pan Zhong sighed deeply. When I first came to the mountain, I didn't have your realization. I got beaten up a lot. Beaten up? Yes. Pan Zhong, wary of their surroundings, checked to make sure no one was around before whispering. Brother, every disciple of Evil Sky Pavilion Pavilion has a quirky temper. It's too easy to accidentally stir up trouble. Quirky temper? Zhu Honghong seemed puzzled at Pan Zhong's description. You just met Ming Shirin, the fourth disciple of Evil Sky Pavilion. He seems gentle on the surface, but he's actually quite unapproachable. Elder Duan Mushing is better. What you see is what you get, but he can't stand even a speck of dirt in his eye. And don't be fooled by the youngest disciple. Ci Yuaner's petite and cute appearance. She's fierce, temperamental, and quick to anger. You'd best stay away from her. Curious, Zhu Honghong asked, have you heard of the Evil King? Evil King? Zhu Honghong? Pan Zhong paused, then laughed it off. Evil Sky Pavilion doesn't take him seriously. Evil King is just a scary title. He's only at the Divine Court realm and cultivation. I might not even lose to him. Brother, what's wrong? You don't look too well. At that moment, Ming Shirin flew over. Pan Zhong, seal his cultivation and throw him into the reflection cave to reflect. Pan Zhong was bewildered. Mr. Fourth, he's just new here. Isn't this a bit too harsh? Ming Shirin waved his hand dismissively. Just do it. Without any objection, Pan Zhong complied and dragged Zhu Honghong into a small hut. Brother, sorry about this. Just bear with it. After performing a technique, Pan Zhong walked out a moment later, leaving Zhu Honghong clutching his backside, his expression dark. He patted Pan Zhong's shoulder. Wait until I get out. Pan Zhong thought he wanted to thank him and quickly waved his hand. Brother, don't be so formal. We're all family here. As soon as Pan Zhong finished speaking, Little Yuaner's voice suddenly reached their ears. Eighth brother. Zhu Honghong smiled and went over. Little sister. Little Yuaner chuckled. Master has ordered me to oversee the punishment. Hearing their titles, Pan Zhong immediately froze. What's going on? Ming Shirin then proceeded to give old Eighth a severe beating, the screams echoing throughout Evil Sky Pavilion. After the punishment, he dragged Zhu Honghong towards the reflection cave. Pan Zhong stood still, bewildered. At that moment, Zhou Jifan curiously approached him. Brother Pan, you look so pale. Are you sick? Pan Zhong stared at his fingers, realizing the gravity of the situation. I think I've caused trouble. Meanwhile, inside Evil Sky Pavilion, Lu Zhou looked at his system panel, noting he was a little over 1,000 points away from being able to purchase the 7-star soul-transferring avatar. As he pondered, Little Yuaner's voice came from outside. Master, Hua Wudao requests an audience. Lu Zhou signaled to let him in. Upon entering, Hua Wudao respectfully said, Hua Wudao greets the pavilion master. Lu Zhou nodded. Have you made up your mind? Hua Wudao responded, I have. I'm just curious. With all the treasures in Evil Sky Pavilion, what do you need the Black Magnolia for? Lu Zhou didn't hide the reason. To open the energy sea. Hua Wudao pondered for a moment. To be honest, Cloud Sect only has one piece of Black Magnolia. To open the energy sea, at least 2 pieces are needed. Black Magnolia is extremely precious, and there won't be more than 5 pieces in the entire Great Flame. 1 piece might not be enough. Hearing this, Lu Zhou straightforwardly said, that's why I need 2 pieces. Hua Wudao was somewhat speechless at the request, but acknowledged the importance of the task. I've sent a flying letter to the elders of Cloud Sect, and they will discuss this matter as soon as possible. Tell Cloud Sect my patience is limited. I am determined to have the Black Magnolia. Lu Zhou instructed firmly. I will do my best to coordinate. There will be a result within a month. Hua Wudao assured before he rose and walked out. For Lu Zhou, a month wasn't much time. Unlike Ji Tiandao, who couldn't wait even a day, Lu Zhou was different. He had plenty of time. Over the month, he focused on disciplining his disciples and comprehending heavenly writing, also taking time to study numerous classic books. His merit points had reached 15,000. He pondered whether to purchase the avatar or take a chance with the lottery. The lottery was tempting but risky, while buying the avatar would deplete all his hard-earned merit points. Without merit points, he felt insecure. Since the avatar was always available for purchase and there were no bottlenecks in his cultivation, he decided to wait and accumulate more merit points before making a decision. As Lu Zhou was concluding his thoughts, several disciples and Hua Wudao entered. His gaze fell upon Hua Wudao, and through the eye of truth, he noticed that Hua Wudao's injuries had completely healed, and he was even more formidable than before. You've made a breakthrough? Hua Wudao was internally shocked. During the month, he had been healing daily. After the grand battle with the 10 sorcerers and a prolonged fight with swordsman Luo Shisan, under the augmenting auspicious energy of Whitesword, the blockage he had been suppressing for 20 years was resolved during his healing. He had intended to conceal his new level of cultivation, but didn't expect Lu Zhou to see through him immediately. Hearing this, Ming Shirin and the others quickly congratulated him. Hua Wudao, a bit embarrassed but pleased, chuckled. It's nothing to be proud of. If it weren't for the manifestation of the Whitesword, I fear the conundrum that plagued me for 20 years would remain unsolved. In the end, I must thank the pavilion master for this. Please accept my bow. Lu Zhou nodded calmly and said, stand and speak. The eye of truth shows only the realm, but the number of leaves must be judged from the aura. Lu Zhou pondered with doubt. 7 leaves? Hua Wudao smiled, nodded, and with a leap, soared into midair to demonstrate. The gleaming 100 Tribulation Insight avatar solidified, with a 7-petal golden lotus beneath it, rotating and blossoming. Following this, Hua Wudao shouted loudly, 6 Union Seal Technique. The surrounding forceful energy intertwined, with the characters for heaven, earth, life, death, water, fire, existence, distance, and void, along with the character departure, gradually emerging and swiftly revolving around him, forming a thick shield of forceful energy. Little Yuan chuckled upon seeing this. Third senior brother, you've been left behind. Duan Mushing clenched the Overlord spear in his hand, somewhat unconvinced. Although Elder Hua has opened 7 leaves, one day, I will break this 6 Union Seal technique. Ming Shirin couldn't help but tease. Don't forget, you now have the Overlord spear, while Elder Hua doesn't even have a decent weapon. Duan Mushing, a bit embarrassed after hearing this, said, since the gap between me and Elder Hua is so vast, I'll need the 4th junior brother to accompany me in spear training for the next month. After the demonstration, Hua Wudao returned to the crowd, smiling and saying, although Duan Mushing has only opened 2 leaves, he can fight against opponents of 4 or even 5 leaves. His talent far exceeds mine. I fear it won't take many years for him to surpass me. Although this seemed somewhat like flattery, it greatly pleased Duan Mushing. Lu Zhou was surprised. He didn't expect Hua Wudao to say this because among the disciples of the Evil Sky Pavilion, he felt Duan Mushing had the least talent and comprehension. The reason for his recent progress was due to an early start and prolonged suppression. He knew Ming Shirin had already stepped into the nascent divinity tribulation realm and suspected that this wayward disciple might be deliberately hiding his abilities, perhaps already at the 2nd or 3rd leaf. Noticing everyone's cultivation progressing, little Yuaner felt a bit downcast, unfortunately unable to enter the nascent divinity tribulation realm with her energy sea unopened. Observing her mood, Lu Zhou stroked his beard and said, back to the matter at hand. Hua Wudao then clasped his hands together and said, the Cloud Sect sent a message yesterday. They are willing to exchange Black Magnolia for Ding Fanqiu. However, they have an additional condition. 1 Ding Fanqiu is not enough. They want a heavenly tier item as well. It was clear that the Cloud Sect deemed Ding Fanqiu's value too low with such a demand. Ming Shirin's expression turned cold upon hearing this. Insatiable greed. The Evil Sky Pavilion agreeing to trade with them was already a concession, and yet they still demand a heavenly tier item. Do they realize how precious heavenly tier items are? Hua Wudao, unusually, nodded in agreement. Of course, I know the value of a heavenly tier item, and I don't advocate for the exchange either. Hearing this, Ming Shirin was a bit confused. Aren't you worried about Ding Fanqiu? Hua Wudao's face reddened slightly. Although I can't get over it in good conscience, I can still distinguish where my loyalties lie. At this point, Ming Shirin respectfully clasped his hands. Master, this concerns junior sister's future. Please make the decision. Lu Zhou nodded and turned to look at little Yuaner, who was visibly downcast. He spoke. It is rumored in the cultivation world that Ji Tiandao has had fortuitous encounters, thus acquiring a trove of treasures and weapons. This is why he has cultivated so many powerful disciples. The Cloud Sect wants to use this opportunity to exchange for a weapon and improve relations with the Evil Sky Pavilion. Even if the Evil Sky Pavilion refuses, maintaining the status quo doesn't significantly impact the Cloud Sect. With this thought, Lu Zhou spoke in a cold tone. It must be said, the Cloud Sect has played their cards well. I have many weapons, but that doesn't mean they can be given away freely. Since the Cloud Sect is unwilling to give up Black Magnolia, I shall personally retrieve it.